Man, y'all know the face, y'all know the name. You're tuned into the world's greatest podcast, Talk Ain't Cheap Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Mr. It's a Movie Cletus Real Talk. And I got a special guest with me. Y'all know by now, this is like episode 1654. So, I get it. I'm not introducing nobody, so please, my special guest, please introduce yourself.
Bianca Rajpersaud.
Big Bianca.
Big Bianca.
Big Bianca.
Big
if they know, they know. Big Big Bianca. If you know, you know, man.
I can't.
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Nah, I'm honored.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
honored. I know it was a long time coming.
Yes, it was. Yes.
All right. Where do you want to begin? How long do we know each other? I guess that's where we should start.
It's been a minute. Junior high is when we met.
Shout out to all the 51 Spartans. If you know, you know.
I is 51. But yeah, so don't make me do the math. But it's been
a
while.
long time. So Bianca, you're an interesting person.
Oh, thank you.
Because I know the old Bianca.
Okay.
I know the Bianca like with the little curls from graduation with the I think it was a purple dress, white shoes, and you had like a little curl. Silver shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, you, Regine, all of us. Yeah, I still got the MySpace picture.
Yes, MySpace. Yes.
I still got the MySpace picture. So that's like, I'm like, wow. Like, I know that, Bianca. And before we go into your story, I want to big up your family. Like, shout out to your parents. Shout out to your older sister.
Yes.
Your older sister was a great role model.
Yes, she was.
She kept it very cute.
Yes.
Man.
Shout out to my sister. Shout out to my dad.
Yeah, your dad was
who held
crazy.
the family down.
Your dad is a madman.
That is a superhero right there. I love my dad. My dad's like literally everything.
But I will say, I like your sister.
I can't.
Tell your sister I said wagwan.
My sister's married.
Oh, she's married. Congratulations to her husband. Congratulations to her. Right. Don't tell somebody that. Somebody might be really offended.
Yes.
Nah, but that's what's up. That's what's up. Actually, fun fact, I saw Priscilla. I actually just randomly, I saw Priscilla and Jaylene, and I was telling them like, Jaylene, Priscilla, Jaylene, your sister, and Sam DeSantis' older sister. The DeSantis, the white girl with the blonde hair.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was three of them because we was in Health Academy.
Okay.
So if you was one law. You was one law. We knew that. Y'all was so like rambunctious.
Yes.
Y'all was so rambunctious. But yeah, shout out to one law. But we was Health Academy, big Health Academy. If you know, you know. And it was crazy because them three would walk into the lunchroom, bro, and they was like totally spies. Like they would. That was the first time I'm like, damn, like they look like totally spies. All the newest Jordans, all the nicest sets. The Jordans matched the belt with the new. Oh my god, it got crazy. I was like, and you got to think at that time I was a freshman, so it was just like I'm just a little quiet kid. I don't talk to. I wasn't talk too much, but like I was just around the way. And man, it was like after like 2 weeks, I just was hanging out with the older kids.
Aww.
And they showed me mad love. They said hi to me. You know the girls always smell good with the Victoria's Secret spray. Man, I was like, warrior, yes, no blood clatter.
Yeah, oh my god, you're out of control.
So that's I just wanted to do that. But I wanted to just big you up because I felt like for you and for me, I respected you so much back then because it was like you was not afraid to get down with nobody. Like it was so like crazy. I feel like people don't really know what 51 was like at the time when we came in. So for you, what was that like? What was the context for you during your time at 51?
It was definitely eye-opening.
Facts.
Definitely I-51 definitely gave me my exposure to diversity on Staten Island. I went to PS22. PS22 was diverse, but like you're a kid, like you really don't understand things, but going to I-51, you went to school with kids from Arlington and from Manners Harbor. I grew up in Graniteville, right? And a lot of my friends were from Bull's Head in the Mid-Island growing up, right? So going to junior high, I was able to be exposed to kids from Westerly, kids from, like I said, Manners Harbor, Arlington.
And we had a lot of people, and I think sometimes people forget, we had also a lot of people from the West that was at 51. And then you had a bunch of random kids from like the Bronx and from like, and I'm like, where did y'all come from?
That's so true, yeah.
And then all the Port Richmond kids, they basically just used to just walk up
to school. Yeah, literally used to walk up to 51. So yeah, that definitely gave me exposure, but it was also like a very challenging time because 51, you're junior high in general, you're finding your identity. You have people that think that they're tough, they want to fight and not do like their schooling. I grew up in a Caribbean household, school was everything. And again, definitely opened my eyes to like jealousy, the whole night.
It wasn't even jealousy back. It was real envy.
It was envy. Yeah.
And you didn't even know. You just sitting there trying to just go home.
Yeah, trying to walk up to Burger King to go meet my mom, to go home and like shit would go off.
So
and
your
you're just
mom,
like, what the hell?
your mom let you walk to Burger King?
Yeah.
Oh nah. Oh nah.
So it was like, so my little sister went to PS22. My older sister and I, we went to I-51. So what we would do is walk down from Burger King up to 22, get in the car with my mom, and then go home. But then after some incidents that had happened, you know, mom would come and pick me up right in front of I-51, and that never happened again because, yeah, once you got to Burger King,
Man,
it was bad back then.
Listen, I'm not going to talk too much about the past. All I'm going to say is this. Outside of the racist ass teachers at 51, and, you know, what that looked like, because I think people forget, and I like to add culture to context. At that time, 51 was going through a whole transitionary period. Emma De La Rocca was on the process of moving out of her her principalship. Okay. And at that time, we went from the 51 that was like rats and all of that to like a bunch of kids from everywhere that changed the entire culture. And I also want to big up just that Spartan team and the AAU Spartans that came after. We were the first basketball team in 51 history to ever win a championship, like a city-wide championship. So you got everybody from everybody, and it was just a beautiful moment for me because I was able to like really like they let me do what I needed to do. Like this was like, and it's not about me, but this was like the time when like if you wasn't scoring or you wasn't flashy, you was not seeing any playing time. And shout out to Alex for saying on my coach. Like I felt like he was the first person to see it. And shout out to Miss Farage too. You know I got like
you're messy.
What,
you're messy.
Come on, my guy.
You're messy.
Nah, and Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Pfister. I see Mr. Pfister all the time.
Oh really?
Yes, my man.
Oh, wow.
He taught me about stocks back then. Wow. And rest in peace, Mr. Corso. You know, just a lot of people. Miss Clark. You know, so we had
Miss Clark.
Man,
I love Miss. So when they used to do after school programs at 51, and Miss Clark did the step team, I would hang out with like Beatrice and
shout out to
Kayla,
Beatrice. Yep.
And we would hang out after school, like get home at like 6 o'clock at night. Yeah, because we were with Miss Clark, and
she made sure y'all was great. Y'all was looking cute with it too. I was like, damn, like Miss Clark got everybody looking.
Well, I wasn't on the step team. I would just hang out with the girls, and it was just like kind of one of those things to just like do something after school. But it was because Miss Clark, she would make me come after school, and I'm like, I'm not stepping. She's like, just come hang out, and I'm like, okay.
Shout out to all the people that really stepped up for us out there, and then shout out to Mr. Triple and shout out to Mr. Vigliotti. Band teacher. They got me in the band and I was like, I want to play sax or I'm not doing this. They gave me that alto sax and they made everybody try out for it too because there was a lot of us.
Okay.
And that changed my life. That was what changed my life for real. That once they introduced that music to me and I was like, oh, and I got to play ball and I get to do the morning announcements. Once they gave me that, the morning announcements got so crazy. And then that really for me was what started the Hot Boy stuff for real.
Okay.
Because everybody was just like, yo, bro, like I just want to, like it was just crazy, like the type of people that would come up to me, like everybody was afraid of them and they would show me so much love. I was like, why y'all scared of him? And then somebody would bother them and say something to them and them boys would just, it was no stopping. It was 51 at a time was crazy because like even the security guards were scared.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a tough time period. But definitely going through that experience actually made me, and being a part of the law academy, right? Even though
shout out to One Law. Y'all know that.
Even though we didn't really have like any like law and order classes, it was just like us split up in academies.
Yeah, I did have that law room though. The they had at that time. They had the mock trial looking.
But we didn't do any real like we didn't do anything in it.
They just built the program though. Because you got to think it was law, engineering, and health. Engineering got all of the money.
Engineering did.
Got all of the money. Because they were on the main floor.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
But that's what really opened my eyes to like me having an interest in law, wanting to go to Curtis. Even though it was my zone school and everyone thought I was crazy, I wanted to go to Curtis and ended up going there and was a part of their law program.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that's when I had that mindset of I wanted to go to law school. I wanted to be an attorney and everything. And that got diverted when I went to college. When I went to UA, I got more.
Shout out to UA, man. That's that's Big Bronx. That's Big Bronx. That's facts. UAlbany is Big Bronx. Asian girls from some part of Bronx, like 215th. That you like, where you from? Co-op City? Where's that?
I know.
Westchester.
I learned so much about the Bronx at UAlbany. I never used to visit the Bronx. I like gained so many friends out there. I learned what Co-op City was, Building 5, Building 4. I like learned the whole politics of the Bronx in a sense.
That shit is crazy.
No, but definitely fun times. But yeah.
Could we touch on Curtis real briefly? I don't want to take too much time on Curtis. So what is it like to be a warrior? Because I will say this. I think this is debatable. Outside of Wagner, I would say Curtis is the second school with the most like influential people on Staten Island. Facts.
I don't know. I think
Second.
Top tier, number one.
No.
We have to be.
Y'all don't have enough rings. Y'all don't have enough rings. Y'all do not.
Why does it have to be about the sports?
Because that's all y'all stand for outside of the nursing program.
Nursing program. We have a lot of people involved in politics that came out of Curtis.
Now, but at that time, people was not talking about that.
But that doesn't matter at that time.
Oh, you talking about now? Okay.
We're talking about now.
I'm still. I feel like right now.
You're asking me how does it feel to be a warrior?
A warrior. What does it look like?
Because as a warrior, I'm now like, and being politically involved, I now see a lot of my peers from Curtis who are warriors now getting more politically involved and making changes in the community, and that's, I think, something that was instilled in us from attending Curtis. Again, another diverse school, very diverse. You're getting people from all walks of life, right? You get the New Brighton, Park Hill, Stapleton, but also the the very affluent side of West Brighton, and also Westerly students. You even have some people from the South Shore going to Curtis.
And you
High
have
School.
all them, the Mid Island kids right on Clove, right by St. Peter's, going straight to Curtis near Lafayette.
Yeah, yes, literally. So very diverse, but I think one thing I got out of Curtis are the faculty there was very much involved.
Wow.
If it wasn't for my advisors, my college advisors, I definitely wouldn't have gotten my first internship working at one of the largest law firms in Manhattan while I was in high school. And I wouldn't have gotten politically involved.
They did that for you in high school?
They did that for me in high school. I was a part of a program called the Thurgood Marshall
in high
Summer
school
Law Program, where they paired me up with the New York City Bar Association. Yeah. And I interns. It was like they basically taught us how to create a resume, cover letters, everything. And it was like myself, Regine, a number of us. Actually.
Oh, yeah. Curtis was crazy at that time.
So they helped to build us as professionals. Like, they're not just there, like, slapping a textbook in front of you saying, go out into the world, and if you pass, you pass. If you fail, God bless you. They were really giving us the tools to succeed. It's either you utilize those tools or you fell short, right? And I know my group of friends, we really utilized those tools, and that's why we had the experience that we did have, which was a very positive experience at Curtis. But again, like, they were pushing me to apply to different colleges that I wouldn't have thought I would have applied for. I, kind of had the mindset I was going to go to CSI, right? I was on Staten Island. I was like, I'm going to go to CSI, but then I got pushed by my college advisors to apply for Seton Hall, for Syracuse, for SUNY Albany, for all the SUNYs, actually. And I got into every college that I applied for.
And you didn't come to Buffalo. Why?
And I did not, because UA was way more attractive to me. I am so proud to be a Great Dane.
Y'all fake Lakers. It's okay.
Whatever.
Y'all want to be LSU so bad.
Listen. You are such a hater. But no, we like UA really opened a lot of doors. So it was so funny. I was supposed to go to Seton Hall, put my down payment down at Seton Hall. Last minute, I got my acceptance letter to UA. And then I changed my mind, and I was like, I'm going to UAlbany, and I would never regretted that decision.
That's a beautiful story, and I'm not going. It's not going to be about me, but I just want to say, like I said, like I'm just so happy and proud and honored, because this is what it was for me. So now we can talk college, right? Because that's I think for me, I think college is what took it to the next level. So I'm in Buffalo, minding my business. Trust me, if you know, you know. Clears minds his business. I stay out of women's business, and I stay out of business I'm not invested in. So don't ask me about my baby, because my baby is fine. Okay, that's my mind. That's how I think. So I was just doing what I was doing, moving how I was moving, and I'm hearing like Albany. I'm like, why people keep talking about this Albany, bro? And it was because I drive past. I'm not concerned with Albany. No, they're like, nah, Albany is moving some stuff. I said, you know what? All right, let's go. So I pulled up for it wasn't a super fast show, it was ASA fast show. Okay. And at that time there was a girl on the e-board that I think was like one of the top chairs. Her name was Osai. She's from Staten Island. She's at Zeta. Okay. And she went to Wagner. So I seen her, and this is like our freshman year. So she was like, Cletus, you want to host, like you could come, like you have to find your way to Albany, and we'll just have you. And I was like, I ain't got no bread, so I can't come up there. They got Young Prince. They got Young Prince to come and host for free, because he come from the Bronx. So what's that? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Bro, ever since that, I could not get a hosting job at Albany. I could not, like, and you gotta think, like, anything past Albany, all right, that was Cletus. Like whatever you wanted. Hey Cletus, I'm in Rockport. Okay, come through. Hey Cletus, I'm in like Poughkeepsie. I'm in Schenectady. I'm in a weird place. Whatever, just come. So it was really like crazy, but like I heard your name, the way that it rang bells. And now you gotta think, I've never been a politician. Like if you, as much as you know, like yeah, I was a president at 51, but outside of that, like I didn't ask to do that. Like they kind of put me in a position where it was like either you do it or this white girl from engineering is gonna be the president. I was like, bro, she can't be president. These kids go bother her. She come through the health category, like, hey, why? They go, yeah. Yo, who that? Why she walking?
Oh my god, I can't.
Yo.
Oh my.
So I was like, nah, no, don't even do that because that's at the time Miss Hayes was over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just funny. I'm hearing this girl, Bianca, she the vice president. Now she handling an advancement. She doing. I'm like, who's this Bianca girl? Hey, Bianca, bro. I was like, which one? I go on Instagram. And this is when Instagram just started. So this one, the algorithm was fire. So those who was popping was popping. Those who was trash was trash. And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, that's my sis. Like, she's wilding. They're like, bro, she's her. I said, no way. They're like, yeah, bro, she the vice president of the whole school. I said, which Bianca? That Bianca? He's like, yes. They're like, yo, she runs all the concerts. I'm like, that Bianca? I'm like, and she knows I'm in Buffalo. She don't even call me. I said, it can't be the same Bianca. It can never. So now I come up there for Trailgate.
Okay, yeah.
I come up there for Trailgate because I came for Trailgate. This is my birthday weekend. Everybody's going. They're like, Cleese, we gotta go. Have my UB jacket. I'm gonna show it to you later. And like, bro, I pulled up and I felt it. Because there was a time I was actually going to transfer to Albany. A lot of people didn't know that. Yeah, I was going to transfer to Albany. Yeah, my grades were horrible and buff. There's a lot of stuff going on in the city. I couldn't get behind the way that the organization of the school was running, and it was killing my grades. Like, I would come to school. I would come to class like 5 minutes late because I'll dead have a meeting with the president or something.
Wow.
And they'll be like, nah, you got like if you late one more time, minus a third of your grade.
Damn.
And I'm looking like all these Asian niggas just talking to their court. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Not even know they cheating.
Wow.
And they have Maserati, Bugatti, all this. And I'm like, bro, they're not even fly like us. You see, this is they look nice, but this is real silk. This is real silk. Like, you're not finding this. So, long story short, I was just like, wow. Like, it looked great. And then as I kept walking around Albany, and I'm like, yo, Albany's different. Like, so, long story short, what was Albany like for you? Because I know I have mine as a visitor. What is it like to actually go to Albany?
It was different.
Y'all library's nice, though.
Oh, my God. The campus is gorgeous. That's one thing I loved about the school, and that's what I fell in love with. And why I ended up saying that I wanted to go to UA is because of the campus.
So you did a campus visit and everything?
Campus visit, everything. So I got accepted, did the tour for acceptance students, and I was like, let me just do it because I had a friend who got accepted too. And she was like, just come. And I was like, all right. And I fell in love with the campus. The fountain, like the circle, you know, like when you first enter the campus, you know, like the whole vibe of the school. I was like, oh my God, this is a legit college campus, right? Like on a SUNY budget, right? Like I could actually, you know.
You get the tap, you get the you get the in-state tuition and the tap. Oh, I'm up though.
I was like, you know, like I had a scholarship for Seton Hall, but like it wasn't fully covered, right? So like basically what I was going to be paying at UAlbany, I was going to be paying at Seton Hall. So I was kind of like, which one should I do? And that's why I went to UAlbany. But UA was mad fun, to say the least. Like I was involved in student government, as you mentioned.
The goat, not the. You was big Bianca up there. That's a different kind of big because it's the Bronx.
Oh my God, no! There's a lot of people from the Bronx that go to that school, but being a part of student government, like really focused on bringing diversity to student government. Because when I first got on campus, there wasn't a lot of diversity. It was a lot of upstate students who were running the student government. And predominantly the student body is a lot of downstate students, especially the ones that are involved in a lot of the clubs and organizations that are funded by student government. So I got involved as an intern in student government, and then that's when I worked my way up to be a programming director. And I was overseeing all of the concerts, all of the big events on campus. Like I was able to bring Fabulous, Conscience, Ray Shrimmer.
Yeah, y'all were the first to really start bringing Caribbean artists. That's a fact. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was actually... So everyone thought I was crazy when I first said I wanted to bring Conscience to campus because we always focused on hip hop, some house music and stuff like that. But I was like, we have a huge Caribbean population in the student body. Why not bring a Caribbean artist? And when I brought Conscious, when I tell you the student body went crazy over that, and like that was the first time, and I think the last time we brought a Caribbean artist for one of our larger concerts. I think some of the small organizations, they did like their little one-offs, but like as a student government, that was the first time.
With a major budget.
Yeah, with a major budget. That was the first time, and I think the last time they had a Caribbean artist perform at the campus, and I was able to do that, so I was happy about that.
So big up to you.
Thank you.
What was that like? What was the business like of dealing with a Caribbean artist? Because I know that's completely different than dealing with a dude from Highbridge.
It was actually easier.
Really?
than dealing with like someone like a local artist from the States. It's kind of like you book them, you know, a lot of them, they set aside months when they're going to be in the US to perform. So it was convenient that we actually did it for our fall fest, so the fall concert. It was convenient that Conscious was planning to be in the US. He was actually planning to be in Florida at the time. So it was just like an easy commute for him to hop on a flight, come over to UA, and then go back to Florida.
Wow.
So it was like perfect time because I wanted to have him in the summertime because that's when we do the outdoor concert. But because he wasn't going to be in the U.S. during the fall time, I was like, all right, we'll do it when we do it in the... We actually, that year, we did it at the Armory. We didn't do it on campus.
Yeah, I had a couple venues, and I don't know who's a little booking agency, whoever they are, big up to them, because I see them doing it. Obviously, Triple O's Family Ties, you already know that. I can't... as much as those are my brothers. So it's just like, you know, it's just nice to see, like, I see it, and I respect it. For me, what made you leave? Because at this point, you were, like, big, and you were big in the city, and you was big in, like, because local politics, you had Congressional Black Caucus, Albany is the capital. So you have all the resources you really needed there. What made you want to leave?
Miss my family, right? Obviously, I had my friends up there that I met in college, but really miss my family and then also job opportunities. Albany, low cost of living, but there wasn't a lot of jobs that were going to be offered to entry level, like college graduate students. And the city, there were jobs everywhere, right? So I was like, oh, convenient. I could go home, stay with my parents, get a job, build myself up politically at home. Because another big thing that I wanted to focus on was really building up my community, right? And I could have moved to Albany. I could have ran for office in Albany.
That's a fact. That's why. Hey, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Stupid.
I could have, and a lot of people were pushing me to do that. But
you would have been the president.
God willing. But I really wanted to give back to my hometown, right? And if I ever planned on running, right, which I did, but back then my mindset was if I plan on run for office, I want to be back in my hometown.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So you did what you did. You finished in 4 years?
I did.
Jesus Christ.
And then I went and did my master's.
Yeah, I saw that at Kent State. Why would you even dare go into the MAC conference and not come to Buffalo? That's why I was disrespected. I was like, what would make a woman go to a place like Kent State? What is a Kent State? It's not UB.
It's a full ride.
Oh, okay. Let me shut the hell up. Sorry, kid. Yeah, I got it. I'm looking for a PhD now. I'll pull up to Kent State now.
No, I ended up just taking, because I was looking at SUNYs, but I started working in the state assembly, and I wanted an online program rather than going fully in person. So Kent State offered that. Wow. And they also gave me a break on tuition. Word? So even though I did have to pay.
How bad was it?
But they gave me in-state tuition prices.
How bad though?
It wasn't that bad. I think in total for my master's, I may have paid $12,000.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah, for in-state tuition.
That's not bad. Not bad. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad, shit. Because Grambling, you already know Grambling trying to be like, hey, Cletus, you from New York, so your rent about $1,600.
Yeah. No, and
I said not in Buffalo.
It was a steal. I was looking at John Jay, so that was my first school.
That would have been tough. That would have been really tough.
They were packed out in their online program. They were giving priority to their undergrad students who wanted to do their MPA, because I got my MPA, my Master's in Public Administration. But yeah, that's how I ended up at Kent State. It was because of the online program.
Very cool. Okay, so you went to Kent State, which was in the MAC, and you disrespected us, but it's okay. Buffalo still loves you, even though we're going through hell. Shout out to my people in Buffalo. We always praying for Buffalo. Always. Yes. Even though I'm not in the city, they know I'm there. It's bad. I got
hit really bad.
You cannot speak about that city in a way I don't like. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. Shout out to the whole Griselda. Y'all know family ties run deep. So God bless my bro Chase, Rashad, everybody. I'm happy for y'all. Okay, and shout out to Encore and True, Rochester 585. Y'all know that. And shout out to the city and Gates Chala. Shout out to Gates Chala. Okay then, that's all I got. I just got Okay, so you got your master's at Kent State. What did you get your master's in, and why did you go that route versus getting your JD?
So I got my master's in public administration. So I didn't go for my JD immediately because I got a job working for the state assembly. I was working with a member by the name of Michael Cusick as his director of constituent services. So right here on Staten Island. And because I was traveling 6 months out of the year on and off to Albany for work, it would have been hard for me to go full time in person to school. And there's no online programs right now to get your JD, so you would have to be in person. So my mindset was I wanted to, advance my education. What could I do in the meantime if I'm not going straight to law school? And that's how I looked at the master's program, and I was like, let me do an MPA. It's going to help me in politics.
Oh, so you got public administration.
Mm-hmm.
What does public administration do? What does that mean?
So my focus is local politics and nonprofit administration.
We coming for you. No, sound like
Oh, man.
JCC.
No. So my focus was like management of nonprofits, building out nonprofits, but also utilizing local government to make change in the community. So when I did my dissertation, it was focused on congestion pricing.
Wow.
And how I was opposed to congestion pricing before all these elected officials came out saying that they're opposed to it now. But literally, like I did my dissertation on my opposition for congestion pricing, focusing on something called the Move Forward New York plan, which was basically adding tolls to all the East River bridges. And rather than just focusing on, like areas where there's like high traffic points, like just toll all the bridges, and that should generate a revenue for the state. Right?
Wow.
But
too much tolls in Staten Island. $38 to get in the city.
Yeah, no, and it's bad, right? Obviously there's discounts, right? You have the Staten Island residents discounted, on the Verrazano. You have even the Port Authority discounts on the Gothels, Outer Bridge, Bayonne bridges.
Jersey's still 18 each way though. Jersey is still 18.
Which one?
Both of them. They messed up for like the whole during COVID. They didn't change the price. It's still $18 each way.
You gotta call Easy Pass.
Oh, where's the Easy Pass office on Staten Island? It's not on South Avenue anymore. It's not on South Avenue anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's jobs that we lost.
Oh, I go there.
Accessibility for our community, because who's waiting? I know, personally, I've been having issues with Easy Pass in terms of like it can't read my reader inside my car, so I had to get the one on my plate. But like apparently it's still not reading on certain bridges, so I'm getting hit with fees. Like it'll be like $1 toll, and I'm getting a $50 administrative fee added on to it.
Cheese and fucking
right?
bread.
And that's Easy Pass for you, right?
Cheese and fucking bread, bye.
And I get it, because then you call Easy Pass and you're on the phone for like 3 hours straight.
Oh, you get through?
No, after 3 hours, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just curious, because I was like, damn, who I got to talk to?
Yeah, that was a big hit for Staten Island when they closed that office, because that was a form of accessibility for our community.
They're trying to get us out of here. This is a dump, and they're trying to be like, hey, I get it. It's a dump. You lived here. Amazon's here now. You guys got to move. They're trying to make this Amazon city.
Oh, gosh.
And it's not happening. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to give me and all my friends $38 billion each. You don't got that type of bread. Sit there and be cute. They working for like $25 an hour. That's still legalized slavery. Stop playing.
No, it's
1,000 packages an hour.
Yeah, it's interesting.
1,000 packages an hour with over 1,000 people working in that joint. It's a campus.
Yeah.
They sell that where they go. That they sell that campus is going to become the new Columbia.
Ooh,
Look at me, almost destroyed my shit. Got me fed up. Got me fed up. Y'all would have had to buy the brand new. Y'all would have had to drop it off in about 45 seconds.
My gosh.
I would have gone right to Amazon on my phone. That shit got me. That would have been right at the front of the. Hey, Cletus, how you doing? I'm sorry that just happened to you. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. I think that was.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, graduated from Kent State. He was working for Mike Cusick, and he's a Democrat. Why are you a Democrat?
It's a really great question, right?
I know. Great question.
So, honestly, I grew up in a very conservative Republican family.
Of course, we're immigrants.
I grew up in the church, right, on conservative values, coming from a Caribbean household. It wasn't until I went to college that I became, I guess, enlightened on certain issues, and that's when I realized I was more aligned with the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. And coming out of college, I still had that kind of mindset of being a Democrat. But now, as I'm getting older, I'm a Democrat, but I also am very moderate. I'm not like one of those people that's like ultra to the left. I'm kind of like very reasonable. I want to find a middle ground. But I also don't like this whole party affiliation stuff either.
This bipartisan shit is killing black voices in the city. Staten Island is only 10% black. There's 460,000 people. So you're saying that everybody else is everything else? Mm-hmm. And then you got 70%, 65% white? Boy, them niggas just wake up, go in a group chat and say, hey, this is what's going on. All right, we're voting for Trump.
I think is the numbers that
Yes.
high?
And they all the black people are on the South Shore. Yeah, on the North Shore. Yes.
Yeah.
I do. So I don't think people understand who I am. Hi everybody. My name is Cletus. I'm a critical cultural ethnographer. That's what I've been doing for the last 15 years of my life. I'm 28. Stop playing. And I went to Howard for my PhD, and I'm going back there because they like me a lot.
Howard, yeah.
They like me a lot. I had to get all them racist people out of there before I even put take my shoes off.
Oh my god.
It got bad. First semester, research writing chair. Only black man, young black man in the department. Everyone, I'm the only one of the few heterosexual black men left on that campus. Yes, Howard should be an all-girls school. Facts. Howard should be in all 70% women, 30% guys. But half of the 30% don't identify as men. Non-binary, non-conform. Really? So who the fuck is who? Wait, what?
That's new. That's recent.
Oh
right?
no! Oh
this has been
no!
Like years
Yes,
ago.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And you got to think. And a lot of our department chairs were white, feminist. Oh, okay. So I walked in the spot. They're like, I didn't know that was who you were. I thought you were. I'm like, I don't know you either. Why are you here? This is Howard.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
Oh.
Fun fact, right?
Shout out to Grand Fam. Shout out to Grand Fam.
Shout outs.
Shout out to Grand Fam. Shout out to NABJ. Come on. So it got even shout out to CBC. Shout out to CBC. Shout out to Black Solidarity at Yale. You know, African Black Coalition. LA things there. So you already knew, like, when I got there, I was like, oh, this is not the place for me. While it was looking like that, I was like, boy, don't even come near where I'm from. Just stay where you at. Don't even leave your car. Just drive past.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. And you're talking about black issues. Like these are the leaders on black issues. You live in a mansion on Toad Hill. You're a leader on black issues. You never been to Park Hill. You drove past Stapleton, but you live in Four Corners. Your kids go to Staten Island Academy. How the fuck are you the leader of black issues?
Who's that shade to?
Oh man, I had to get out of here because I was like, yo, they gonna have to drain the swamp if I'm here.
No, yeah, Staten Island politics is changing. Thank God. And so I realized I didn't like formally introduce myself either, right? I just like kind of walked in. So Bianca Rajpersaud, I am a district leader, elected district leader for the 63rd Assembly District. I'm also the president for the North Shore Democratic Club. And I recently ran for state senate for the North Shore of Staten Island, and also the southern tier of Brooklyn.
Okay, I'm trying to check the time because I know we don't really have too much of your time, but I think we're on great timing. I know that for a fact. So first things first, I'm dumb proud of you.
Thank you.
Super proud. I felt bad about the election because of a couple of reasons. First, I didn't really take a side because I felt like you weren't the incumbent member running the candidate, but I felt like you were part of the machine, and I was like, damn. As much as I want to support Bianca, this is not the right ticket for Bianca. Like, if you would have ran on a whole other ticket, bro, you would have smoked that girl. Respectfully. And I got love for. She's cool. I ain't gonna mention. I fuck with her. She ain't do me wrong. She showed me mad love. I looked at her eyes. I talked to her. I'm like, what's going on? Why are you here? Well, you know. I was like, I get it. Cause I eat prosciutto. If you know, I be with the paisanos. So it was already like cool. It was cool. I wasn't offended, but it was like, that's what it was. That's all it was. Just because I said, she was like, yeah. I said, okay. But it was like, damn. And then so that was what that was. They had $1 billion basically just to run. Like 100. They had like $1 million just to just throw at something.
To my opponent?
Yeah.
She raised like 300,000. Yeah.
That's $1 million. If it was matching funds, that's low key $1 million. If matching funds was, they didn't do matching funds for that election. But if they did, Jesus Christ, you would have thought that this shit was Tottenville.
Yeah.
The harbor would have looked like Tottenville. Okay then. So I already knew what it was. I wasn't offended. And then shout out to Sarah Blast. Okay, so
like Sarah,
so Sarah was like, and I went to her like I was in the new. And you know where I'm from. You hear it. You see it. I walked in the new with so much peace. I was like, what's going on? I've never been in the new. Like, I shout out to PAL and all that PS31 things, but I never like walked into the new. It felt different, and I felt so at home, and I was like, wow, and the new ain't even bad. I'm like, listen, I'll go there. I can just take the bus. I'll be in the city every day. You would never see me. But it was just like, damn, I felt like the mission and just, I'm always been big on people trying to make real. Like, I know you. So I already knew what it was, but I'm not a politician. because I know at the end of the day when things go bad, I have to come back to where I'm from. So that's why I kind of stayed out of it. But
what made you feel like I was part of the machine? I would love to hear that.
Do you not see? Look at your shit. Is this your election? I didn't know. I didn't know.
Okay.
And then when they had the was it the Washington Post or the New York Times? Which one was more disrespectful? One of them were very disrespectful.
Yes, I think all of them were disrespectful.
Okay.
Yeah.
They talking about, yo, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. No, so let's talk about that.
Bro, I felt bad because I'm not listen, I stay out of women's business. If you know, you know. Bro, I couldn't sit back and just let that happen.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like I already knew shit was weird beforehand because I was there during. Shout out to Debbie Rose. That's my neighbor.
Yeah, she literally lives with the block.
Liberty Partnership. I am the son of Liberty Partnership.
Okay.
So like I have the hats. I have the clothing. She knows who I am. She knows me like very personally.
Yeah,
like
shout out to Debbie
I could walk to her house right now and be like, yo, what we doing?
No, yeah. But no, let's talk about that.
So that's for me. I didn't appreciate because you also I think people forget I am a journalist. Stupid. I'm a journalist, like trained. Like I'm a task force member. I study misinformation. If you want to go against me on social media, I promise you I can destroy your profile in 30 seconds. I'm like the biggest troll in the world. Tekashi 6ix9ine. I did my master's thesis on him.
Oh wow.
In the Bible Belt. Imagine trying to tell professionals who's been in academia for 50 years about a rainbow head Mexican that has 69 tatted on him 69 times.
Oh my God.
And he says the N-word and you talking about the deep south. And they're like, and he's in New York and no one killed him? I gotta pray for New York. I don't know if I could go to New York. They're like, wait, in New York they allow stuff like that? I was like, you gotta understand, culture is different than what everybody has a way that they operate.
Yeah.
Everyone has a purpose in the spaces that they fill. They never thought about it from that perspective. They just see Spanish, 69, N-word, rainbow haired, racist, plant, industry, snitch. I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong, but you also got to understand the social conditions of where people are operating from. If you're talking about survival versus like just primal instincts, like people are really doing most very unfathomable things to just make it on by. COVID-19 rocked Staten Island. You got to think COVID-19, we lost 1 million people in the United States. Staten Island's population is only approximately 460 people. So let's imagine Staten Island 2 times over. Brooklyn, I don't think is over 1.2 million people. I don't think Brooklyn is that big.
I think they are.
I mean, all I know is that Brooklyn is like about 37% black. So that's why it feels a little different. That's why you go to Flatbush. That's why you got Labor Day. But you know what I'm saying? Like when you do those numbers and you say 1 million people, that's like you're erasing 2 Staten Islands. You're erasing like a Staten Island and like half of Queens. Gone off the map. So when I was breaking it down for them with all these different things, and they got to the point because I had to sit there and defend myself with a master's thesis at a HBCU with all these like prolific people. Eddie G. Roberts, our like he has a museum on campus, like a real museum. His house just sits there. If you are a Eddie G. Rob anything, you have a place to stay in Grambling, and that's just sit on acres. So I have to that's the standard. So when we was having a conversation, I was really breaking it down. I'm talking like, well, you don't have to believe me. I'm not the professional here. Just look at the numbers. We looking at comments. We looking at likes. We looking at everything. Impressions. We social trends. We pulling up things that they never even knew existed. Security breaches. We're looking at how, despite all these things that's happening, his progression is up. You can say whatever you want, but you're not getting on Billboard if you're not him. It got so scary. Because it looked like someone just pulled the wool over their eyes. It looked like someone got caught with the okie doke, not knowing the whole time the person that really was the demon was the person in your church. The pastor was the one that was really embezzling the bread. Oh, I'm sorry. Your doctor really is not a doctor. He just said he's a doctor, and you never fact-checked it. So now you don't got no fucking liver. Oh, that COVID vaccine that you took, you never thought about who was behind it and why, the timing and the agenda and all. Nah, y'all just thought niggas was just getting sick because they was just getting sick all of a sudden. You just started getting sick all of a sudden. You wasn't sick for the last 30 years. Okay, so, and you know, when you start doing these little things, and then you gotta understand the networks were way more extensive just than my little community. So I'm seeing things that folks ain't seeing because technology and data is synonymous to privilege. Who you know, their algorithms show you things that they see. So all in all, it got real deep. So I'm like I said, I'm just happy like for you, because the mainstream media is the mainstream media. That's what they're supposed to do. I'm just happy that they didn't destroy your credibility. Because they were saying like how you were just getting the seat because it was a Valentine's Day present, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. This girl's resume don't mean shit.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But I like that you said that because it's so funny. The people that knew me were just sitting there like, this is not Bianca. But like if you knew what Bianca has done, but then the problem was, I definitely, if I look back at it, one thing I would have changed on the campaign is really working on. If you need help with
your design flyer, because Amoy Barnes 2021 was the best campaign for the last decade. Facts. And I did that from my living room.
No, Amoy did run a good campaign. No,
the only one that was better is AOC. Oh, wow. AOC in the Bronx was crazy.
No, but I would have definitely like worked on my PR because I try to ignore that stuff. And it did die out. Like it was like a one-hit thing, died out in the beginning. And then afterwards, I think what really messed me up in that campaign was midway in the campaign, they changed the lines because of redistricting. If everyone doesn't know.
Shout out to gerrymandering.
And everyone doesn't know, this year, because of the census, every 10 years they change up district lines when it comes to your congressional lines, your New York State Senate lines, and New York State Assembly lines. And they're doing the New York City Council lines, actually, as we speak now. So literally when I was running in a whole different district. It still included majority of Staten Island, but it was like a whole other district in Brooklyn. Because it's a Senate district, it's a larger district. And midway through campaigning, I now had a campaign in a whole nother part of Brooklyn, right? And that really, and when you're talking about like a close to even split between boroughs, like it was very difficult to do that transition. It takes a lot of money to run campaigns and stuff like that. And I
will credit you this though. You had a bag. I see that. I'm like, where'd she pull that from? Because I know this girl wore the Jordans that just came out. I know this girl wear all the newest Uggs. If you see her bags, they cost more than your car. So I was like, where the hell did that come from? Because if I had a third of that with a Moy campaign, cheese and fucking bread.
No, and that was a blessing. And again, we were able to build out a campaign where people believed in me. And my mission, they knew me as a person.
Cut that bitch in half. Yeah. Destroy the whole top. That's the fucking flyer.
No, and like they knew me and they believed in who I was and they knew what I could achieve. And those people invested in me, and I am forever grateful to everyone that donated to my campaign. And I know I could have done more. But again, it was my first campaign. I was like kind of like all over the place, but the amount of money that we were able to raise, and I was against the machine, right? I was against the incumbent person, right? And I was able to raise the amount of money that I did. I was able to get the endorsements. I was endorsed by over 12 state assembly legislators. Okay,
so let's talk about that, because I did look at the endorsement list. It was mostly just assembly people.
Yes.
Cool. But what do the assembly people do?
So assembly members and senators work hand in hand, right? Those are the two bodies that pass the budget. Those are the two bodies that pass legislation that affect small businesses, that affect, everything when it comes to our criminal justice system, to our education system. So assembly and senate are basically hand in hand. However, in seniority, the state senate is the higher house, right? That's the most powerful house. And it's 63 members that sit in the state senate. In the state assembly, you have 150 members, and they represent a smaller body. So in the assembly, they represent like 150 residents. State senators represent a little over 300,000 residents. So
the numbers are just so different.
Yeah, the numbers are crazy. So that's why like state senate seats are like all over the place. Like you could have multiple boroughs, like specifically in New York City, multiple boroughs in one Senate district, right? Or like in upstate New York, you could have multiple counties in one Senate district, and they all have a vast different amount of needs, right? It's nothing the same. Like our Staten Island needs are nothing the same as the Brooklyn needs, right? But it's all about navigating that. But so it's so funny. I was able to get a number of state assembly members to endorse me. And that's really rare, especially if you're going against the machine and going against an incumbent pick, because as a state assembly member, you have to work with that senator, whoever wins that seat. But again, these are people that know me as a person. I've worked with them, and they literally believed in my mission, my campaign, and they were like, we have to get behind you. The state senators, a lot of them, there's a lot of them that were helping on the back end. But again, it's like politics of the incumbent senator had endorsed her former aide, who won and ran for the seat, and they just didn't want to get involved in like that.
They didn't want to get involved with the fact that it looked a certain type of way. Let's just kill it what it is.
And it's also like, if you're a state senator too, and I got it too, if you're a state senator and you're going against your colleague's pick, you don't want somebody coming into your territory now and going against your pick when you plan on leaving. And I understood.
It's very tactical.
Yeah, it is. And I got it. So respectfully, I kept those relationships, and now here we are. But no, there's so many things when I look back I would have changed. But that's why it doesn't preclude me from running again.
I respect you. I respect the entire right now. I'll be honest. As much as I might not be a fan of everyone who's a politician in Staten Island or a lot of our representatives, I appreciate the fact that now they're open to having conversations with me, because I'm the type of person, like, I'm really big fuck you. Like, I don't even like people. Like, you know that. Like, you remember when I was like, how I was as a kid.
Yeah.
I'd smile. And I love smiling. I'm happy for you.
You definitely changed. You were more like happy-go-lucky when we were younger. Now you're like very serious, like ready to curse out anyone.
I don't have to talk to nobody.
But like when we were younger, you were just like the social being.
I loved
like,
everyone.
Yeah, I loved everyone. Wants to talk to everyone. Wants to be in everyone's face. And then now you're like, I hate everyone. Don't talk to me. Like,
it's not that I don't hate nobody. It's the fact that matter. What I realized a long time ago is that, like, yo, you really all you got. And anybody who really rock for you at this point in your life really rock for you.
Yes,
so like I had to talk to my mom. Like, hey, mommy, I understand you got your little business, and I don't even want to call it little because I'm the one that gotta run it one day. But I'm like, I know you got your business. Handle your business. Don't worry about my business. Because if you raise me the way you say you raise me, you ain't got shit to worry about. Because this is a different Staten.
Mom too.
That's a beautiful queen right there.
Yes, that is.
Shout out to the fourth quarter, man. If you know, you know.
And we have to shout out her.
Peace International Market, 3240 Richmond Terrace, Staten Island, New York. Only black owned woman on deli on Staten Island. And we going on 5th year this year. And I'm not gonna defame anybody, but if they know themselves, they know themselves. God got you. God got you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna talk about you. God got you. We watching. But we also want to say, I want to shout out my mom, Peace International Market. Like I said, only honorable business owned by a black woman outside of Shawnee's house.
Yeah, Shawnee's house.
Okay.
Shout out
you talking about this is the family ties, and we're doing it. And it's like, for me, I think a lot of, and I can't speak on, you're a woman respectfully, so I don't want you on men's business like that. But as a man, and I'm talking about as a man, not the cisgender, not as a man, when you see somebody that outworks some of the realest people you know every day, not afraid, unafraid, bold, understanding like this is the harbor. You will see somebody today, you won't see them again. You talking about, if you know the history of Arlington, the harbor, South Ave, this whole area, this used to be a prostitute-filled area, drugs, crime, and they see this little woman just sit there like, yo, stop playing with me, because my son, you don't even know my son. My daughter, you don't even care about her. And all of my other kids, you don't even know them. Me, myself, just keep it cute. And the respect that I see my community have now, because they didn't know that was my mother for a long time.
Oh, okay.
They didn't see me. They never met if you know me, you don't know my family. So when they put two and two together, the way that the community really rallied around her gout, it made me want to be here. It made me want to love my community more. It made me want to go harder, because when you see that woman wake up in the morning and go to that business and drag her feet, and she's tired and she working 12, 16 hours a day.
Shout out to you, Mom. Still,
after she already worked like 40 years in the city, getting paid, underpaid. She got more degrees than the whole building. That's what it was for me. So when people see me, I know like I'll be coming off stush now. Now I'm stush. Back in then I wasn't nobody's type. Now I'm African. Now all of a sudden all the new Africans is popping. I'm looking like, did y'all not know? Like, I didn't know that we weren't all African.
So funny. We're all one and the same.
Bro, I didn't know that there was not no. Bro, I was like, yeah, my name is Cletus. What the fuck her name is? Nigga, stop. I'm from Nigeria. Yes, I don't know you. What's your name? Shaquan? Boy, stop playing with me. I call your fucking mother.
We are all African.
Yeah, come on. So we got crazy. And I'm not talking about Shaquan. Shout out to Shaquan. Shout out to Coco. And I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying in general. Just stop. But yeah, it just got to the point where it's like, man, I'm just grateful. Like, I give God so much glory because we saw it. We saw it up close and personal. The first day I walked into 51, one of my brothers, shout out to my bro, he knocked this kid out clear. I said, yo, wait, time out. And no one batted an eyelash. No one batted an eyelash. You talking about the adults. You're I'm like, no one's gonna say anything.
Right, this is normal.
This is what I just do here. Like, you don't even know me. You don't know who I know. This is just, and everyone's just like looking at me like, say something, I dare you. I said, what you looking at? I'm looking around like, I can't even see. I'm blind. I'm legally blind. Be holding that. I was like, boy, I don't know nothing. And I got to come home. And everybody's like, yo, how's school going? How's band? Everything's all good. I'm looking like, boy, do you know I go to school at? Yeah. You don't even want to know. I remember, shout out to all my brothers. Shout out to One Law. Shout out to engineering. And shout out to the biggest health. They made sure Cletus walk right to, if he go to the deli, they'll get what you want, bacon, egg, and cheese, ketchup or no ketchup. Nah, I don't eat ketchup. All right, cool. Yo, don't go by Burger King today. What do you mean? Don't even go over there. Yo, you see it over here on the corner where the 57, don't even be over there today. Why? All right, no, let me start asking questions. I'm just going inside. I'll just wait. So that's why I have such a respect and love for this community and for you and anybody who came from that era, because it's our time. It's our time, and it's right. Yeah. It's right for the picking. It's on us. So I can't speak too much because we got a lot of stuff. You have to run soon. Yes. So what's next for you? What is 3 key takeaways from running for that seat? What are some things you learned from running from that seat?
That government needs to do a better job at working for the people.
What do you mean by that?
We need to stop running on slogans and actually put our words into action.
That's one.
Focus on mental health issues. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. Not just talking about it, but actually providing services that are going to help people. And, like, no disrespect to like hotlines or anything like that, but like you got to really think like people who have a mental illness do not trust nobody. They don't trust anyone. They don't think that they're gonna have to pick up the phone and call 988 and then talk to someone. Like in their mind too, a lot of them don't think that they have a mental illness, and that's a big thing too. And we really have to like be proactive in having the conversation, normalizing, seeing a therapist, normalizing being open about our feelings and not just working to shut down. And specifically in the Black and Brown community, I think that's been, and also in the Caribbean community, like alone, we sometimes kind of tell people to suppress their feelings, and not talk about how they feel, or, if they do get emotional about something, it's like man up, or, like, it's not that serious. But sometimes we have to normalize, speaking on our feelings, no matter how small or big it is, because you don't know how that's affecting somebody. Like we just saw Twitch, that DJ on Ellen DeGeneres, and
man, shout out to Family Ties, man. Shout out to Holy Boy. Shout out to the whole family. That's tough. Yeah,
like the fact that he was a smiling figure on television and this man committed suicide. It really speaks volumes to the fact that you don't know what someone is going through. And just be kind to everyone. Just be a kind person in your day-to-day life. If you can help somebody, help them. And that's something I learned and I'm living by now, like coming out of the campaign, is like being more, more woke in a sense to what other people are going through outside of like what I'm going through personally. But also, kind of being my own person is something that I learned from the campaign. And, I've always worked to help build up other people. And I think what I got out of the campaign was I got to be a little bit more selfish. And I got to focus on, building myself up, but also, utilizing my assets, my network to help build up my community. Instead of just trying to focus on building up other candidates or building up other people like who, maybe
God.
Look up to me.
You're not God.
I know. I gotta realize that,
God.
right?
That's ego. You're not God. I had because the one thing about what I learned about finding God is when you see God, you fall on your face. That's usually when you find God. When you have to fall on your face. You're not God. Trust God.
Yes. No. Absolutely. And that's. Again, growing up in the church, my faith is whole, right? And, my faith has gotten me where I am today. But then, sometimes in my head, you just want to help. You want to help. But sometimes you don't take a step back and like, okay, how am I helping myself?
So last question before we go, because I know you have things to do. You're a busy woman. What is a lobbyist and how do people, what do lobbyists do? Like, what is that?
Yes. So I've been a lobbyist now for 5 years. Basically, what you are is an advocate. You serve as the advocate for whoever your clientele is. So like I focus on nonprofits in the tech industry specifically. And it's kind of like to help them get funding in the state budget. I work on state budget matters. In the state budget, helping to pass legislation, helping to draft legislation. You're really that advocate for those who can't be at the Capitol 24/7, really pushing our legislators to pass common sense laws and to actually fund initiatives that are going to help the community. So yeah.
I love that. I'm definitely gonna need you because I don't think you know, but I do. I'm a co-founder of like multiple organizations. One of them is called Brothers Rising Over Stigmas, and we create safe spaces and resources for Black men to be able to find whatever they need to find to help them get through whatever they need to get through.
Safe haven, yeah.
So it's been a tough year for us. Shout out to my bro Derek Johnson, my co-founder. Thank you so much for the opportunity. We're going on 3 years now.
Wow, congrats.
A lot of great work has been done through what we've been doing, and it's just like I said, talk ain't cheap. You're here, I'm here. This is as therapeutic for me, I hope, as it is for you.
Yes, it was.
And just just like everything when we building. So thank you, because I know sometimes and people like to say, Cletus, you look erratic. I'm like, yeah, because I manage 13 businesses by myself. How many do you do? What do? You work a job, right? They pay you every 2 weeks, right? I didn't get paid all of December, and I was on tour. Thank you to my friends, and shout out to Family Ties. So with that being said, what's next for you? So are you planning on running another campaign? If I want to, because you're also we can't brush past this, North Shore Democratic
president. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on with that?
So the club was put on hold for the year because I was running a campaign. We're starting up next year, so there will be more information. Stay tuned. But I want to more so, I don't want to run like a normalized Democratic club. I want to focus on raising funds for candidates. So one thing I'm focused on doing is creating a PAC, political action committee, to then help raise funds for candidates that I believe in and that the club believes in, to help push them. So we get like more fresh faces into politics. But I am open-minded to running again. I'm not closed-minded at all.
Is the budget there?
The budget is
there. Okay, that's all I need
we have
to
to
hear.
raise it, right?
I mean,
we have to raise the money.
Shout out to the Cletus A. Mopay Scholarship Foundation. Shout out to Wagner. I got I think 5 to 7 girls in college right now, comfortably.
Wow.
And we got a lot of brothers and a lot of God is the greatest. So I don't mean to cut you off, but we'll get off on the line, but I want to make sure I can find a way to connect with you on that. Everything you're doing, like I said, it just makes so much sense now that we talk about it. And like I said, if anyone's gonna say it, I'm going to say it on behalf of Hot Boys. Shout out to all the Family Ties. Y'all know that we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
We are so I know it didn't look like it because the money wasn't there, but it wasn't because the bread just wasn't there. That's just all it was. It was the wrong time. Like nobody had it. COVID, all the PPP loans that you saw people like, it was just a lot of scary stuff going on that if you even looked like you even had $1, people was just looking at you like you was a meal, snack. They think you oxtail, try to treat you like the bone. So like I said, whenever you decide to get back into that race, just know that you have the full support of the entire community. And I'm not saying that as the person who's the advocate. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying from what I see, I could tell people are ready for a change. And I know if anybody's going to do it, it's going to definitely be you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
that
love.
Means a lot. That means a lot.
Without a doubt. Last question before we go. Are you getting married soon or what's going on with that?
I don't know. Only God.
Oh,
Only
okay.
God
All right.
knows.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
God
Okay.
knows.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm very happy where I'm at right now.
Wow. God bless you.
I'm very happy.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. If people want to follow you, come link up with you. How can they do so?
Follow me on IG, Bianca Raj _ or follow me on Facebook at Bianca Rajpersaud.
Okay, cool. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Talk Ain't Cheap. Y'all know the vibe. Shout out to Immaculate Scent, the smell of the fourth quarter. It's called Fire, because that bitch fire. And shout out to Immaculate Space. We have our first game tournament at Shawnee's house. So if you know, pull up on Shawnee's. Van Duzer, y'all know the vibes. She talking about Shawnee Dixon, 8th generation founder of Sandy Ground. Come on. Oldest black settlement in New York. Okay, let me shut up. So and shout out to, like I said, Bro Stigma. Shout out to the Clears Group, my consultancy agency. If you need help politically, branding, technology, innovation, security, send a text. We've been very well versed and successful for about 10 years now, 15. And then Talk Ain't Cheap Network, and we have 51st dates coming out soon, so we're gonna definitely circle back for that conversation. But like I said, you tune in to Talk Ain't Cheap, but it's not that deep. It's a vibe.